Someone was found deceased after 3 days, right in their own home. Nobody called, nobody visited, not one single sign, except the light left on all night. Have you ever sat in the living room when everything is utterly silent, hearing only the clock ticking, wind outside the window, and your heart beating slowly in the quiet? Living alone in your later years isn't always going to be easy. There are mornings you wake up. Nobody asks how you are today. There are evenings, lights are off. Yet the house still misses a familiar laugh. People say living alone truly is freedom, but sometimes it feels more like a silent journey where you're both the traveler and also your own companion. But there's one truth few people ever tell you. You absolutely can live alone and still be genuinely happy. Not that kind of forced cheerfulness, but real joy, stemming from small habits, cozy home nooks, and connections not needing face-to-face contact to feel close. In this video, I'm going to share 4 simple yet very profound secrets, so each day living alone becomes a day of true fulfillment. Not lonely, not cold, but gentle, peaceful, and truly meaningful. Because living alone doesn't mean living without affection. Do you believe that's true? These insights don't come from textbooks, but from people who once feared loneliness and now live happily alone. Backed by sound psychological research, we'll share what genuinely works. So if you're ready, please join me as we begin exploring. When living alone, what's important isn't how many people surround you, but maintaining your own life's rhythm every morning, every evening, not lost in the stillness. And that's exactly why the very first thing, and the true foundation, is keeping a regular daily schedule. You don't feel sad, you don't feel down, yet each morning you wake forgetting your plans. That's not laziness. Rather, your body is quietly drifting from life's rhythm in utter silence. When living alone, especially after 70, what's most likely isn't sadness, but quietly letting go bit by bit. Nobody calls you to wake, nobody urges breakfast, nobody's there to make plans with. And so gradually time loses all shape, and we too forget what being alive truly feels like. Many older people think, I no longer work, so why need a schedule? But precisely this lack of regularity causes the spirit to stagnate. The body too then loses flexibility, alertness. A day without purpose, stretching to a week, a month, very soon you'll find yourself standing on your own life's sidelines. Studies from the National Institute on Aging in the United States show seniors living alone with a regular daily schedule, clear waking, eating, activity, and relaxation times, face up to 45% lower depression risk and retain memory longer than those living without routine. The human body at any age truly needs stability. Imagine Harold, 74, living alone in Tucson, Arizona, rises daily at 7 a.m., walks his neighborhood for 15 minutes, eats breakfast, listens to radio, does chores, then reads afternoons. He says, maybe I live alone, but I've never felt lonely. I always know what I'm going to do next. Meanwhile, Doreen, 78, in Albany, New York, lives without any schedule. She sleeps when tired, eats when she remembers, no fixed time for anything. Gradually, she found herself forgetful, often tired, quite lethargic. At one doctor's visit, no medicine was prescribed, just advice. Try living regularly again. That's the best medicine right now. When living alone, a schedule is the silent friend giving each day purpose. You don't need to be busy, just have rhythm. Start with small things. Wake at a fixed time daily, open the window, drink warm water. Set times for lunch, rest, calling loved ones, because even with no one reminding you, you still deserve a full day. And sometimes happiness isn't in big things, but in knowing what you'll do when the sun first rises. And once you have a steady daily rhythm, waking on time, regular meals, you'll realize the next thing is equally vital, feeling welcomed by your own living space. People think they die of loneliness, but actually a cold, dim, silent room is what kills the spirit, then drags the body down too. After 70, home isn't just for rest. It becomes a private world where we live almost fully each day. And because of living alone, creating safety and warmth, there is more crucial than ever. But many overlook this, thinking, who's there to arrange it for? That's a regrettable thought. When living alone, you yourself need the most care, emotionally and physically. A soft-hued curtain, family photos on a table, a light essential oil scent each evening, all seemingly small yet greatly impact your spirit. Conversely, a cold, cluttered, or dim house easily makes one feel more isolated. Cornell University research shows seniors in tidy, naturally lit spaces with plants or personal items report higher life satisfaction and fewer anxiety or depression symptoms. Meanwhile, cluttered dark spaces increase fall risk for seniors living alone by up to 31% per AARP 2022. Judith, 76 in Portland, Oregon, made her small room a cozy space with warm colors, soft yellow light, family photos, and an armchair by a garden view window. Each afternoon she sits there, hears birds sing, feeling peaceful. She says, though no one's here, I still want each day to be a small joy. Conversely, Carl, 79 in Detroit, changed nothing at home after his wife died. Everything stayed, curtains drawn all day, one yellow bulb burning. The room grew cold, air damp, and he lost interest in getting out of bed. He didn't realize his living space was slowly dragging his spirits down. Once Carl slipped, forgetting to turn on a light at night. No serious fall, but next morning he wondered, why is my house this cold? Your home is the one place always awaiting your return, and it deserves to make you feel comfortable, loved, and secure. Start small, open curtains to sunlight, clear pathways, place family photos where easily seen, add a soft throw to the sofa, or a small vase of flowers on the table. Because when your surroundings are gentle, your mind feels lighter too. A cold house can kill the feeling of being alive, but just a warm lamp, some photos, and birdsong outside, you'll see. You haven't been abandoned at all. And when your home has become a warm haven to return to each evening, the next thing to help your heart not feel alone is connection. A person can survive weeks without food, but no one can truly thrive without talking to someone for many days straight. Living alone after 70 doesn't mean living isolated, but it's easy to feel that way, especially with no one for daily conversation. And without actively staying connected, you'll soon feel like you're on the world's sidelines, though everything's happening right before you. Many seniors hesitate to call, aren't used to managing, or are shy with Facebook. They often think, I'm not tech savvy, or let the young ones call first. But what's rarely said is, waiting for care without actively giving it only makes one lonelier over time. Meanwhile, University of Michigan studies show seniors maintaining social connections via phone, text, or social media, even just a few minutes daily, report 30% higher life satisfaction, feel less lonely, and tend to stay mentally sharp longer. Imagine Helen, 75 in Jacksonville, Florida, isn't tech savvy, but texts "have a good day" to 3 old friends each morning. Weekly, she video calls her grandchild on a simple app, sometimes misdialing, but she laughs, the grandchild laughs, and her day is brighter. Just seeing a familiar face, she says, makes me feel connected to life. Conversely, Glenn, 80, in suburban Missouri, has a smartphone but only uses it for time. He fears bothering by calling, isn't used to texting. Increasingly, he feels outdated, unsure what friends are doing or his grandchild's grade. And he admits, sometimes a whole week, no calls, and I don't know where to start. Social connection needn't be big or frequent, just real. Simply send a quick check-in text, make a short call, or share an old photo in the family group. You could also join small Facebook groups where peers share daily life, cooking, health stories. Simple yet heartfelt. If today's story made you feel a bit less alone, maybe give that like button a tap so I know you're out there. And if you'd like to see more next week, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Even a few minutes weekly, I believe this connection can be a little reason to smile. And when you have those small threads of connection, through a few texts or a brief laugh with loved ones, you'll find each day, though living alone, can still begin with a sense of completeness. Some people start their day with news, coffee, and noise, But just 5 quiet minutes could be what saves you from a whole tiring day without knowing why. Living alone after 70 requires not just physical health, but also nurturing your spirit daily, like a small ritual. Because with no one to greet you good morning or share breakfast, you must be the one to offer yourself that gentle start to the day. Yet many seniors often skip this part. They wake, watch TV, make coffee, then let time pass without pausing to ask, is my heart light today? Is anything weighing on me? Not everyone knows, just a little quiet reflection each morning can help them live more deeply, joyfully, and resiliently all day. Mayo Clinic studies show those over 65 dedicating a few minutes each morning to gentle mental activities like deep breathing, prayer, gratitude journaling, or just silently watching dawn experience 40% less stress, better sleep, and higher resilience to setbacks. Leonard, 77, living alone in Boulder, Colorado, has a simple habit. Each morning before getting up, he places his hand on his chest, whispering 3 things he's grateful for. Some days it's a healthy body, other days birdsong outside, or simply seeing today's light. He says, I start my day with gratitude so everything after feels lighter. Then there's Pauline, 81, in Pittsburgh, who'd rush to wake up, turning on the TV to fill the silence. With no mental pause, she felt each day passed like a loud, misunderstood song. Despite no big issues, she was often worried. Her doctor prescribed no pills, just said, try sitting quietly for 5 minutes each morning. Do nothing, just listen to yourself. Spiritual care doesn't need deep meditation or hard yoga. You can start by sitting by a window, listening to soft music, jotting in a small notebook, or just brewing tea and sipping it very, very slowly. What matters isn't what you do, but how you choose to start your day. Because when you care for yourself each morning, you're telling life, I'm still here and I deserve to live this day fully. So you've just heard 4 small secrets for living alone yet feeling complete, peaceful, and happy. No need for someone beside you 24/7. Just you being there for yourself every single day. Because sometimes a day with a clear schedule, a warm kitchen corner, an old photo, or a quick video call is enough for your heart to feel you're still living, and living so very truly. Living alone isn't about deprivation. It's about having more of one vital thing, the power to choose, choosing quiet over noise, choosing freedom over dependence, and choosing to love yourself before loving anyone else. If something in today's video resonated with you somewhere, pause for just a moment, look around your familiar home, and ask yourself, what will I do today to love this life even more? Maybe tidy a kitchen corner, play that old song again, or just send a quick hello to a friend you haven't called in ages. If you'd like to spread this warmth to someone else who's also living alone, feel free to share this video. Who knows, it might be a small but timely gift. Or perhaps leave a comment below. I'm learning to love each day of living alone. Thank you for taking time for yourself today. May you always feel at peace, even if alone in your small home, but never truly, truly lonely.